Hey everyone, uh, this is a video that I'm just trying out um, to see what I can get off my chest. I don't have a script or anything like that. This year I celebrated 2 years of being alcohol free, and I just wanted to kind of go over why that's so important to me and why I feel like I should share it to other people that might be going through similar things. Alcohol was my main obsession for a long time, and I will tell you about that. When I started drinking alcohol, I was probably maybe 15. I was pretty young. That's where it started for me. Obviously, when I drank beer, I think everyone's experience is the same with beer. When you first have it, you think it tastes like crap. Like, oh my god, this tastes like piss. And so that was my experience. I think it was like Bud Light or Budweiser, one of those cheap beers, one of those bar beers. Around 16 or 17, I started hanging out with a few friends that had the okay to kind of throw their own house parties type of thing. And there was always alcohol. There's always alcohol around, it seemed like, or there was always a way to get alcohol. It was the cool thing to do, and also for me, I was a very awkward kid growing up. I couldn't really carry conversations, and I wasn't really confident in myself. I played music, and so I thought music would like kind of substitute for that. I could not carry any type of conversation. And what does alcohol do? It boosts your confidence. It makes you feel incredible, at least for me. And I liked that feeling a lot. Like, every time I drank, it was like I felt incredible. It was like an instant sense of confidence in myself, feeling number one type of thing. And what's fucking sad is like I've always craved that feeling ever since I was a kid. Where I grew up, I was always kind of singled out from all the other kids because I always wore like black and like like typical emo startup, right? But when alcohol came into the picture, I was like, fuck everyone. Like, it was my first time saying that to myself, instead of being like, oh, they're probably right. I was like, nah, man, fuck everyone. I was who I was. Alcohol can give you that confidence for better or for worse. Moving past around 17, I mean, that was senior year for me. The first time of senior year, I was drinking heavily about every week because some of my friends, we would go out to a house party or something, graduation parties, things like that. And then the second half, I know I slowed down a little bit, but not by much. There was still some going on. So around 17, I started picking up a little bit. 18, 19, those were college years. I pretty much said fuck all to college. I paid attention a little bit, but really it was just an environment to kind of hang out with friends, party on the weekends type of thing, right? Throughout that period, I was really trying my best to get out of like my hometown and everything, but during all this time, I was wasting my time just drinking, smoking. This town doesn't really have a lot going on, so a lot of people resort to drugs and alcohol, Around, I want to say 2013, 2014, this is when it became pretty much a part of my life. From this point on, some of my friends had an apartment, and we partied almost, about 2 or 3 times a week. I think there was even a week where it was pretty much every day, with no fault of them. We were all stupid. We were all young, and we were all finally like out of our parents' shackles type of thing, and we were just like, fuck it, we're gonna all party. I hate to admit this, but it was like, like 4 years or 5 years that happened. That was like a weekend thing, twice a week thing, 3 times a week thing. I eventually had an apartment that was next to theirs, and so it was happening more frequently for me. And when it wasn't happening, I would just do it on my own. Liquor laws in Missouri are different than some other states, but you can buy a freaking bottle of Jack Daniels at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning if you felt like it. Get, your liquor, and if you knew someone that had, other shit, you can get that too, And that was pretty much my nights, was living in my little room that I had in my apartment and just doing that. That was my life. I finally had the opportunity to leave my hometown and move to a city that's about 8 hours away, just start basically a new life, and I took that opportunity, but that addiction followed me. Even though my life was starting to get better, or I was at least, it was at least new scenery, new opportunities, new jobs, that type of thing, I was still battling this addiction. Unfortunately, it became to where it was just about every day. I was drinking MD 2020s, Heineken, wine. The liquor laws in Texas are different, so I had to go to a different county in order to get liquor, but it didn't really stop me from doing it. And I couldn't buy liquor on Sundays either, and I was just like, that's the weirdest thing. But yeah, like it was a shift, but it really didn't stop me from doing what I wanted to do. Not only that, I have a really good friend down here. I think we were both in kind of that same mixture of alcohol and that same type of consumption that we had both with alcohol. We befriended from work, and we just fucking every New Year's we get fucking blasted. We get trashed. And but luckily enough, when I decided to stop, he slowed down a little bit too, and he's one of the few people that I truly admire from down here. 2019 on May 17th is when I took my last drink of I think Heineken. I think that's what my girlfriend said. It was either Heineken or wine. It wasn't a celebration or anything. I was just watching like Initial D or something, and I just, every time, like at night, I used to just go through a whole bottle of wine or a 6-pack of beer like it was normal. And finally I just had to ask myself, like, because I would do it alone. That was another thing. I would do it alone. I wasn't really social with it. There was times where if I had to be social, I had to have it. But even when I'm not social, I could just be fine. Honestly, I felt fine. It was a form of ecstasy for me. I feel like, it was just like this euphoric feeling where it just relieved my day. This is when I was pretty tipsy, but I'm pretty sure she was like, is there something wrong? And I was just like, no, there's nothing wrong. She's like, well, why are you drinking? And I think a switch hit off in my head where I was just like, yeah, why? Like, why am I drinking? Why am I doing this when I have no reason to at all? Like, I had a pretty decent day, and I have to, rely on this to do this, Like, are you serious? And there was times where it's like, it doesn't matter. It didn't matter if I had a great day or a bad day. It was always like the same result. Get a fucking bottle, get a 6-pack, get something to dumb your brain down, and get to that feeling. That was when I took my last drink, May 17th. 2 days later is me and my girlfriend's anniversary, which we just celebrated our 4 years, which is, May is a really happy month for me. And I really, I try to just keep a solid reminder of why I committed to that. Because it's an ongoing battle. Alcohol for me, it's not like heroin, and it's not meth. To me, it's not so much as a comparison. It's more so of like, I have a problem. Anything that could raise my happiness up or let me forget how awkward I am, I have to have that. And for me, the main problem with me is I never had really a limit. I never set a limit for myself. It was like I could take, like so many shots in one night. I don't even care how many. However many the bottle allows me to have is how much I'll have that night. And I always like that feeling right in between falling to the ground and seeing blurs, I guess. I can't just have like 2 shots and be like, yeah, I feel good, because yeah, like that's a good feeling right there, but I always wanted more of that all the time. And alcohol has definitely influenced really stupid decisions too. I feel like alcohol can bring out a lot of bad out of people. You rely on instinct and you rely on raw emotion. I'm definitely not fucking innocent when it comes to that. That's another thing I had to realize is why I had to get clean. It just took a long time to do because I just never thought it was as big of an issue as it was. I thought I could control it, and by the time it was an everyday thing, I was still like, there's people that drink every day. I mean, whatever. Even the consumption, it was just like, I'm 20, or I'm however much, years old. Yeah, this is whatever, I can handle it. I can get clean in like 10 years. I'll be fine. The main things that I regret is I think I really missed out on a lot of self-growth. I think my awkwardness that I should have dealt with I should have been able to grow from that. I should have been able to kind of accept myself for that and see what type of person I could have been, instead of try to force myself in an environment just for the sake of having a dose of confidence, maybe get more into art, or maybe get more into music and just not try to be a fucking obnoxious person. And I just hated the person that I became from it. It was a really stupid thing. It was a really stupid time. And not to say that I'm not that person or anything like that, because I think we grow and we have to accept the fact that we sometimes become people that we didn't want to. Me, I guess, falling into that at such a young age, I never really grew from that, I felt like, or at least alcohol kind of restricted that type of growth. Because that's what alcohol does. It dumbs down your brain and it makes you feel incredible. Like I said, at least it felt, I felt the way I felt for alcohol, and some people might relate to this, some people won't. For me, I felt fucking incredible. This is just, my personal experience from it, I guess, and I have to just kind of accept that and move on. But there's people that I don't know. I think the best way to wrap it up for me is, if I could go back and make, different decisions, knowing what the outcome was, I guess. I used to have this fucking stupid ass motto in my head, and I only told one person. It was only my sister I told this to. It was like, the worst experiences make the best stories. Fucking dumb fucking motto. Dumbest fucking motto I'm pretty sure I came up with it while I was on drugs. I kind of lived by that almost, I was just like, fuck it, like, whatever happens, happens. I just had this fucking stupid way of life that I'm fucking surprised didn't get me fucking killed or something. I was a stupid ass kid, I was so stupid. I think about that shit daily. That's why I'm making this video right now, like, I'm not to fucking brag about, 2 years, like, yeah, it's fucking great, but like, I fucking live with like this mental shit sometimes, like, and I don't know if anyone else goes through that, I really truly regret the person I used to fucking be, and I just have to fucking move on and accept that, I guess, but it's fucking hard. It's an ongoing battle, there's times where I'm just like, maybe a shot, maybe, and I can't, cause like, it's hard. It's like, I can't even do one. I can't do just a little bit, because like, I know myself too much where I will fall back into that as easily as I ended up there. I think I'm just the type of person where if I have too much reliance on something, and if it gives me like a short burst of happiness, it's just like I get consumed by it. You know, I just want to. That's just what I want to do all the time, and it's fucking hard. I really don't know how to end this video, but I wish my goal for this video was to bring happy vibes, you know, because honestly, like, I am proud of myself for being sober for 2 years, but I just wish it wasn't, you know, I wish it was 5 years. I wish it was 6 years. I wish it was, hell, I wish I didn't touch it at all. I think the most important thing is I'm striving to be a better version of myself. And I want to kind of openly talk about what I'm feeling, either for myself or maybe for other people that are going through the same thing. And hopefully, you know, this rings true to somebody out there. But anyways, guys, I mean, feel free to comment or reach out to me if you want. I'm trying to find, you know, my type of self-help to see what happens. But anyways, I'm gonna end this video. I'll probably post something more ranting, just of what I'm feeling, just to probably get it out. So let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you guys soon.